Alright, so I have to admit, I've only recently become quote unquote political. But that doesn't mean I haven't been paying attention to the proper details the whole time. So, just to throw everything back to Obama, this is gonna be about Kamala and her identity crisis. How is she Indian? Is she black? What's the deal? Well, we got this goes all the way back to Obama, because anybody who wants to sit back and say Kamala's not making anything up, you need to let her be black because she's black, she's Indian, you need to stay off of it, that's her family, stay away from her heritage, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, get this. She's not black. She owned slaves. So to say she's middle class and she's black would be a little bit of a far fetch. So, where we're going to go from here is why. Oh, yeah, I've mentioned that it's not good to just let these kind of people ride through. I mean, if there's any kind of question, if you just don't know, and then when you do look for things, it becomes a question, that's a real good sign for, multiple red flags that would tell you not to trust this person on any level. Not like, oh, they might do something and maybe you'll have an issue. No, like this person is nothing but problems. None of their stories line up. So let's go back to Obama and how now we know it's common knowledge. Like it was kind of crazy to start looking this stuff up, because what I'm trying to say is I wasn't paying attention to Obama the whole time, but I knew Obama came from nowhere. It was like, where this guy is left field. There's no history of Obama in society doing what? Anything. I mean, I guess he's a little slightly political. Maybe I'm not from the area that he was political in, but even though I wasn't in the area that Trump was political in, I know things that Trump did. I know things about Trump, and it's because he does good things, and his name supersedes. He supersedes his name. Trump supersedes his name. People like Obama and Kamala Harris, you have no idea who they are until they are installed into whatever position they've been installed. And that is like, if that is how you're meeting somebody, those are all red flags. That's all stuff that just says that they're not in the area of where you should trust those people on any amount of, like a very low percentage of trust, I would say you could share with them. Not very much at all, because if you don't know anything about the person, you don't know where they're from, never heard of them, what is the, if something goes wrong, they could disappear. You don't know how to find them or what the history of this person's behavior is like. You can't predict anything when things start to go south. That's the whole idea. Is when things, you want people that you trust no matter which direction it goes. And when you can't trust somebody, technically, how are you supposed to know that you can trust them when it goes up, when it goes down, sideways, what? So Obama, we're finding out common knowledge. You can look this up. This is crazy. It was crazy to look all this stuff up, but Obama is gay, which makes sense with his name being on the Diddy case, right? So Obama's gay. Michelle Obama is Michael Obama. And to back this up, people have been saying that we've known this for years, before they were in office and everything. So there were people that were well aware of this detail of the Obamas before they were in office, which that says, again, just reinstates the fact of what I was saying. If you don't know anything and they're basically installed as far as you are concerned, it's not like, oh, I've heard about this person doing political things, that makes sense that they end up in a highly politicized position, that's something that you expected. But when it's these weird people off the wall, what the heck, never heard of you. It's definitely something you need to look out for, pay attention, double check things, no matter what the media is saying. Because people are only starting to crack into fact checking harder, because we've realized that the people that are doing the quote unquote fact checking throughout the media that we've only recently been accusing of being fake, once Alex Jones threw his entire name and existence under the bus for Sandy Hook, which I'll stay away from because he is basically, they own his ass over that whole theory that he pitched about Sandy Hook. So, staying focused on Obama. Obama is gay, and the person who blew, someone who was, I don't know if she blew the covers or if she was simply verifying it when asked by reporters. But one person who had a big name, and you can look this up, I think it'll be pretty easy to find. You just type in dies recently after exposing Obama in a quick interview. I forget what her name is, but it's this older lady, this little thing. She's definitely on the older end. Sure, she's older, she's gonna, pass soon, but this is very strange that, paparazzi catches her in passing and happen to ask her, do you think Michelle Obama is actually Michael Obama, making Barack Obama gay, the first gay black president? And then her response, all she said was, we've known that for years. We've known he's a fag or a queer. I forget how she words it, but this little thing says it in the best way she can, without saying is she did it in a good way. She didn't exactly say it, but she's like, we've known for years. She died not long after that little tidbit. So that would say that if you're going to end up barking up the Obama tree, that's almost like barking up the Clinton tree, and that you might end up getting whacked. So just to say, just to reemphasize that fact, if you don't know where these people are from, they don't have a clear agenda, you can't tell who they're affiliated with, it seems like they don't have a backstory, and that they were basically installed the same way she was just, kind of installed into the president-elect situation. Now she's a candidate in the election. She's trying to be president-elect. She is sending photos to pair up with a book that her dad released that is not lining up. So we're checking the records, and apparently the age of the timelines are not lining up for what Kamala has to say. And we're going back and looking at the photos, and people are saying that it's even photoshopped or it's just somebody else. So we're blowing out the aspect that she's black. There's high potential that she was in a slave-owning position. So not middle class, had slaves, not black, all this contradictory stuff. There's records being redacted or removed off of birth certificates in this mess. Go check the Candace Owens video. That's real long, but that if you want all the details, that's going to be the best way to go, because she's talking to people in Jamaica and getting it all sourced out and figuring out all the weird, random details, getting people to go to the hospital and find all the dirt. And then she even covers the fact that, in the same day, Kamala has changed her accent and pandered to multiple different audiences in a sort of extreme manner that is more on the insulting side if you know that that's not how someone talks all the time. It's like, for you to talk in that extreme of an accent to a group of people that you're going to assume the demographic is that heavy that they'll appreciate that. If anybody knows you well enough and they know you don't talk like that, that's not going to go over very well with the public if this gets out more than just that.